Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 6 of the Millionaire's Engagement Challenge. Welcome, welcome. Today we are talking about my own transformation story and what I had to overcome. And I'm back here. I think you can maybe see I'm more healthy opposed to last week. So let's get started. All right, many of you who follow me know that I myself did a whole transformation story, right? Like from attracting only broke guys who never want a commitment, like rude, broke, to millionaires, like so loving, caring, wanting commitment, proposing. Like I can't even count anymore how many millionaires proposals I got, because every guy I would talk to would just propose. Like the system that I am used for myself and for my clients, they just work. Okay. But let us go back. So many of you who follow me for a longer time know that I actually started this journey while being on rock bottom. So I was, not like having a flu like last week sick, but like chronically sick. I had chronic fatigue, burnout, autoimmune issues. I had, because of that sickness, probably too, because I couldn't really use my masculine energy so much. And because I had a bad money mindset. I had money issues and so many relationship issues, because the relationship with myself was just so awful. I just had no inner peace. And then most of my relationships were like, we just triggered each other. Like I was triggered, they were triggered. There was just no relationship, because there were just two nervous systems like triggered attacking each other. And that was just so lonely, you can imagine, because I literally had no connection to anyone and anything. So actually, because of my own health issues back then, and I knew it's not normal, because I was like, it was 7 years ago, way too young to be sick, right? I was like, that's not normal. Why is it happening? I just looked for answers, and this is how I found this inner work stuff, right? Personal development. And for 2 whole years, I was hesitating hiring coaches. I was hesitating. I tried by myself. I read some books. I watched some free YouTube videos, all of that. And it did give me some kind of awareness. I realized my pattern. I even realized what were my issues, because I kind of see myself as smart too. Like I can logically understand things very easily. Okay. However, I also realized the embodiment is missing. The embodiment is missing for me. I just couldn't embody the happy relationship. Like I just couldn't embody the happy living and the abundant mindset. I just knew I need to embody that in order to have a reality shift, but I couldn't by myself. So, I would just like with awareness sit in the pain for kind of like 2 years. And when I had the least amount of money, because something happened. I'm not gonna say now, but like I kind of like lost all of my savings and my whatever I was doing back then. When I had the least amount of money, I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna invest in a coach now. It was just like my last money, and logically it felt so scary. And I also tried multiple. It wasn't the first one. Before that, I tried other coaches too. Logically, it felt like, well, that doesn't make any sense. But at this point, I decided logic doesn't help me anymore, because I need to change my life. I'm at rock bottom, and that was my mistake. I shouldn't have waited that long. But I was like, if I don't do it now, when? I'm already so down, like, right? So I used my kind of like last money to pay for my coach back then. And it was so scary. I was so scared. I was so scared of my survival. But the truth was, I was in survival anyways, right? Like I was triggered all the time. I had awful relationships, and dating, of course, was bad too. Because when you are in a survival state, even if you numb it, even if you can't feel anything, but really you are like survival, you will attract, unfortunately, men who are predators who want to take advantage of you. And yeah, it's sad, but it's what it is. Healthy men stay away from women who are traumatized and in survival, and predators would take advantage of that. Anyways, after I invested in myself, what happened? What happened with my money mindset was that I stepped out of survival. Survival means like you only receive the amount of money that you need for survival. Even if you earn 150K per year, but you kind of like spend it all and you have zero in your bank account constantly, it's still survival, right? If you always have to check is, or if you have the savings, I had a client like that. If you even have the savings, but you have always to check, is the money still on my bank account? These are all signs of survival living, right? And, although I am always here for dating and relationship, I just want you guys to know that I just had a really deep transformation story, not only with dating and relationship, but also emotions, health, money, family, like all areas of my life. I had to learn and level up. And that's what my one-on-one clients also enjoy a lot, because they can ask me other questions beside of this topic of dating too, just because I had to overcome so much, and I got the help. I hired coaches and mentors in every area. I was like, no, I'm not doing this alone anymore. My life stays the same awful, and it gets even worse. I need to get out of that now. So I was like, universe, God, if you exist, give me the support. I need that support in forms of coaches, in forms of money. I need that now. And again, I couldn't properly work because I was sick. And what happened with my money mindset, I stepped into purposeful manifestation, right? Like in purposeful money. That means that everything that I needed and desired, I had a purpose, I could call in. Like suddenly there were opportunities, and the money just came. Yeah. I'm gonna maybe share another time the exact stories, but it just happened when I opened the door, right? Because the truth is, I'm not different than another woman who has the money, right? It's just that I had the door closed, and the same is with you. And then I had the purposeful money, and I was like, yeah, I can have anything that I want. Like, then I not only had the money for the coaching, but finally for everything. For my driving license, I got a car, I got an apartment, I got everything I wanted, because I was in this purposeful money manifestation thing. And through this journey, I also right now am in the overflowing money space. Like, I receive more money than I really need, like even without a purpose, just overflowing, right? Like 15K weeks are like normal for me. Like nearly every week is a 15K week, like fully provided for. Like even my family and friends start being providers for me. But in an overflowing way, because I no longer need that, but it's just like, it makes them feel good to be there for me, because I just opened the door. I'm capable of receiving, so it's always a win-win. I'm never a fan of, receiving something from someone that doesn't want to give it to you. I'm just not a fan to you. There are enough people and enough people, enough ways to receive whatever you desire from someone that wants to give this to you. Anyway, so now, because I'm also in this overflowing money manifestation, the men I was dating, I started to see, were completely different. And from super broke, right? Super broke to affluent millionaires, multimillionaires. And that's the abundant mindset part, right? Because when you're in survival, it's not going to happen that you find a multimillionaire. It's just not a match. He's in abundance and you want survival, right? So you would have to raise your abundant mindset. That's one thing. But I know that many of you ladies have a different story, because many of my clients don't have the complete same story of having to change everything, right? Like you probably are super successful in your career. It's just that the emotions and the relationships aren't, are lacking here. But yet I want you to know that I do have like this whole big story of transformation in all areas. Okay, so that's the abundant mindset. So if you are really successful in your career and you are earning a good amount of money, then you, from the abundant mindset, are already a match for a multimillionaire. Okay. But of course, that's not completely enough to attract a millionaire proposal, because a man wants to be with a feminine energy person, right? Not a grounded, a stable feminine energy person, because two masculine energy repel each other. Okay, so that's also what I had to learn, to receive the abundance in my feminine energy, right? Like we all talk about, oh, you have to be in your masculine energy to work and to do something, then you get paid for it. But can you just receive for being? Yes, you can. And the relationship with money and has also this kind of like, you can be in your feminine energy and let the money just come to you. And I'm not going to talk more about this now here, but it's just an amazing way. And that would be the second point, that this investing helped me to kind of like receive the money, but also receive the love from men and attention, really, really healthy masculine energy. Okay. And because I was able to receive, men would want to give to me, right? Attention, love, providing. But I had to learn that through embodiment. I just couldn't receive because I never received anything as a kid. So I was like, okay, I'm on my own. I have to take care of myself, right? So I was like, I'm not even looking for the possibility that I can receive something. And if you are right now, for example, very self-sufficient, you provide for yourself, you take care of yourself, there is some likelihood that the door is closed to to receive from a man. And when a door is closed, he can't bring you anything. Okay. And that's super important to receive a millionaire's engagement. A man, empowered man, wants to be with a woman who is capable of receiving. Okay. And one other big thing that I myself had to learn and change was the emotional mastery. As I mentioned before, I was in this triggered zone, in this triggered space of always like, I was triggered and then I triggered other people, and then other people, and me would be like both triggered together, and then it would just be a hot mess. So I really had to learn emotional mastery to get out of that survival stage of fight, flight, or freeze and numbing my emotions. But I really had to learn to manage my emotions so that most of the time I'm just grounded, calm, and peaceful, which I am now. I don't know if you can tell, but I am, right? So now I have a deep connection with myself, and I can connect with a man. And this is what a man also needs so much for, to want to propose to you, this connection, right? But good luck having a connection if you have only negative feelings stored inside of you because you don't know how to handle them. There is no emotional mastery. And if you haven't had parents who taught you this, then you're on your own. We didn't learn this in school, at least not in the Western world. So, the emotional mastery really, really allowed me to find a connection with myself, with other people, not only the man. And this is what a man needs, like the emotional connection to want to be with you forever, to think about you. It's never about the, sexual connection. It's really about the emotional intimacy and connection. So that's the emotional mastery that I learned too through the last years while hiring my coach. And I would And I don't regret any penny, even the wrong investments. I don't regret it because, I stepped into the purposeful money and overflowing money where I just know it is coming to me to support me. Okay. So all of those things really allowed me to, change from awful relationships to so loving relationships with amazing, empowered, grounded, affluent provider men. And, all of those things I am teaching my one-on-one clients. That's why they have this big reality shifts. And for everyone has their own things to work on, right? Like I happen to have everything a mess. So I had to hire many coaches and many years of like learning. But yeah, like you might be good with your abundant mindset, just the receiving part, we have to open the door. You might be good with the abundant mindset, but the emotions are like too much for you and you're just closing it down, or you always are aggressive or overwhelmed with your emotions. So I cannot tell you 100% what's going on without talking to you, without knowing your pattern. Yeah, and that was the case for me too. My mentors and coaches was able to spot what I need, and I was able to learn on that with their help. And yeah, what else would I want to say? Yeah, so I shared that through this whole journey, I was just able to step into happiness. And honestly, this whole like millionaires engagement and proposal, why do you want it? You want it to be happy, right? But you get to be happy first and have this, because there's no point in having a millionaires engagement if you're not happy within yourself, with your life, if you're still in survival within and you're like, there's no money, he's rescuing me. Like that's not gonna make you happy. Or if you are like so shaky and afraid that he will leave you tomorrow, even you have the millionaires engagement. So, we have to build a deep foundation, and that what happens fastest in one-on-one coaching and mentorship. And again, I walk the talk. Yeah, the amount of money I invested in coaches and mentors is insane. But I'm also here to, give the knowledge to you and to really guide my one-on-one clients. And another point I wanted to share, that I did feel hesitant, maybe not fearful, but hesitant to invest in coaches and mentors was actually last year, 2022, because I felt like all areas of my life are good, right? Like I felt like money is good, relationships are good, like dating is so good, I'm healthy. I felt like I don't need anything anymore, right? But then I decided, what if I can expand, right? I think in one of the videos I talked about the baskets and containers, right? So I had an amazing good container. Like everything was like filled there. I was happy. But then I thought, maybe I will invest in coaches and mentors since I'm in overflowing money anyways. Not because I'm so lucky born into that. Like I always want to repeat that, because sometimes women who watch my videos think, oh, you're lucky rich girl. Oh, you're lucky pretty girl. You're just like, you were born and everything got here. No, I'm here to tell you all of areas of my life were like the opposite, rock bottom, and I'm here because of my own hard work and because I hired amazing mentors and coaches. Okay. So no, I'm not like suddenly appeared here and I have everything served on a platter. No, I had to learn that. But anyways, last year I was like thinking, do I need another mentor coach? Because I'm so happy. Everything is so good, right? But I decided, yes, let me do this because I want to expand the container. I want to receive more love, more money, more happiness, more joy. And I did hire even multiple mentors, and I don't regret it, because it really fastened up the process of my growth. And the tangible things are of course the money that came to me, right? And the intangible things are something that I would say I got really, really grounded, even more than I was before. Yeah, I can just feel them, that the love and happiness is just more, and I can hold more of that. It's just so much deeper. Some things are just not tangible, but you can feel that, right? You can feel if you feel grounded, if you feel confident, or if you feel actually not so good, right? So that was my story from the last year, where I just thought, my life is good. Do I really need a coach and mentor? And yes, I didn't need it, but I wanted it. And the universe, of course, supports me if I want something. Okay, so how can you create life-changing results? If you want to create life-changing results, of course, you try by yourself. That's good that you even try. But again, the fastest way is one-on-one coaching and one-on-one mentorship. Mentorship is for people who already are feeling they are good, but they just want to expand. Okay. And coaching is for people who say, like, this is really lacking in my life and I need to learn about this area. Like, is it dating, abundant mindset, right? Money. So this is the fastest way. And like, again, I had clients who were in the 50, 60, they said, I wish I would hire you 30, 40 years ago. And the reason for it is because sometimes, most of the times, whenever you are in a situation, you're like driving in a cycle. You're driving in the same cycle and it keeps repeating and repeating and repeating until you believe that this is your reality. It's going to be like that forever. And you know what? It's going to be like that forever because this is your consciousness. And we can't have a new reality from the same consciousness. It's like you're driving the cycle. And yes, this is your reality. But if another woman has a different reality, you get to have a different reality too. Yeah, you are the same. And I know it's sometimes so hard to believe it. But that's why I'm sharing with you my story, because I did transform and it did not happen by luck. I took action to invest in myself. And I get it that sometimes you're like, I don't want to use my savings. There's no money to support me. I had zero on my bank account and it's money, multiple 5 figures at that time still came to me because I decided I get to be supported. Okay, so I don't believe there is any excuse of money because I did overcome that. Even I didn't have the resources and I didn't even have myself as a resource. I couldn't work. I could barely do my laundry because I was so sick. Okay, so I do believe there are resources, and I do believe there is time that you can invest. And the truth is, sometimes people are so busy driving this cycle, they feel like I don't have time, I don't have the resources, but you just have to stop and be like, okay, I want to get out of that. I want a different reality. And I don't want to wait until I'm in my 60s, which isn't bad. If you are changing then, that's fine too. But I mean, you get to have it now. You get to have it in your 20s, 30s, 40s, right? So, yeah, if you recognize that you are driving in a cycle, your reality keeps repeating, and another person has something that you want, don't tell yourself that, oh, she's just different. She's just like you. She's not. She has a different consciousness, and you get to have a different consciousness too. And the fastest way is one-on-one coaching, because when you're working with me, for example, I have daily contact with you. I know your pattern. I know your triggers. I know the limiting beliefs. I know your childhood wounds and triggers, and I can help you get out of that again, over and over again. And the reason it needs 6 months is because we have a certain pattern, right? And we want to keep driving the old cycle that we know. But the truth is, we need to build a new pattern. Yeah, it's like a new river, river flowing, and it's a bit shaky in the beginning. So that's why one-on-one coaching and mentorship is so good, because every time you want to like go back to your own pattern, I'll be like, hey, come up here. We are driving this in this new direction. We are driving in this new reality. I know it's new, but come up here. Let's stay here. And and then once you stay here in this new reality, I'm worthy, I'm abundant, right? I'm healthy for a long time, like let's say 3 to 6 months, it becomes your reality. It becomes your normal identity, your new normal identity, and your whole reality starts shifting. And this is how my clients have those big reality shifts on millionaires proposals, more money, more happiness, more abundance. It doesn't happen because they're lucky. It happens because they have a capable coach who holds them, who holds them in a different consciousness. I hold my clients in a different consciousness. Most people are going to reflect your energy. If you feel unworthy, they will tell you, yes, you're so unworthy. But a good coach, a good mentor, which I think I do that really, really good, will not reflect it. Will be like, you know what? Let's change it. You are worthy. We keep you up here. You are abundant. We keep you up here. And you get to create a new reality. Okay. So if you desire a millionaire's engagement, and if you desire to have a happy, fulfilling relationship, don't keep driving in the same cycle. Get the help that you need, right? And have a different reality. Okay. And if you choose that I would be a good coach for you, a good mentor, then you know where to find me. My email is in the description box. Okay. And I'm just so passionate helping women because I know that transformation is waiting for you, and I know how to do it. I know how to help you, and it just makes me happy to help you. Okay. So yeah, I hope you like that 7 days challenge and 7 days millionaires engagement challenge. And again, if you desire closer support of one-on-one coaching, support of making your dreams come true, of having a millionaires engagement, a happy, fulfilling reality, relationship in a different reality, then send me an email. Yeah, my email is in the description box. And thank you so much for watching.